Welcome to Voyage Daily Tech, the most important news personalized for you every day, supported by Voyage.com.
Today, we're diving into 5 key tech updates, all making significant waves across the industry. First up, Amazon is taking a bold step into the future with AI-powered humanoid robots, envisioning them handling package deliveries, and, well, that's sparking some serious discussions about workforce impacts. Then, we'll look at a major legal battle brewing. Reddit is suing AI startup Anthropic, alleging unauthorized use of its vast user content to train AI models like Claude. After that, we're shifting to the open road. Self-driving truck firm Plus Automation is going public, a big move signaling the push towards commercializing autonomous freight vehicles by 2027. And speaking of Amazon again, they're not stopping at robots. We'll explore how they're deploying advanced AI in their warehouses and for delivery logistics using smarter robots and generative AI for incredibly detailed maps. Finally, we'll wrap up with a look at the Indian e-commerce scene, where leader Flipkart has just secured a license to directly offer loans, potentially reshaping online shopping finance in that massive region. So let's get into it. So, kicking things off with that Amazon story, it really does sound like something beamed in from the future, but believe it or not, it's happening right now. Imagine your next Amazon package arriving and the delivery isn't made by a person, but by a humanoid robot. Yeah, a robot that looks, well, kind of human. It seems Amazon is seriously developing AI-powered humanoid robots with the idea that they could eventually handle package deliveries. They're even building a special indoor obstacle course. Think of it as a humanoid park in a San Francisco office to start testing these bots. Now, the company is focused on creating the smart software, the AI brains, that would let these robots navigate complex environments for the actual robot bodies. They're planning to use hardware from other companies, at least for these initial tests. And this is all part of Amazon's broader strategy to, enhance its delivery and warehouse operations using advanced robotics and artificial intelligence. So what does this all mean? Well, it's potentially a huge shift. For Amazon, it could lead to, say, much more efficient deliveries. But then there's the big question, what about the people who currently deliver packages? This could really impact their jobs. It's that classic push and pull, isn't it? Between new technology and the human workforce. It really makes you think this isn't just about getting your online orders faster. It's a pretty clear sign of how AI and robotics are stepping into roles that, well, are becoming more and more part of our everyday world. Now, speaking of AI and its incredible development like Amazon's robots, there's another crucial side to this rapid advancement, and that's where all the data to train these AIs comes from. And sometimes that data source becomes a point of serious contention, which is exactly what's kicking up some digital dust in our next story. Ever wonder where all these super smart AIs get their knowledge? Well, imagine if your online ramblings, those deep thoughts you shared on a forum, or even just your cat memes, were being used to build one without you or the platform really signing off on it. So here's the deal. Reddit, that massive online community, is suing an AI startup called Anthropic. Anthropic, by the way, has some pretty big names backing it, like Amazon and Google. Reddit saying, hey, you've been scraping our site using all our user-generated content to train your AI models, like your chatbot Claude, and you didn't get permission or pay up. Apparently, Reddit says they tried to get Anthropic to sign a licensing agreement, like other AI companies have. But, well, it seems that didn't happen. Instead, Reddit alleges Anthropic just went ahead and used the data anyway, potentially enriching themselves by, get this, billions of dollars. Anthropic, for their part, says they disagree with the claims and are ready to defend themselves. This whole thing is pretty significant because, well, it's like someone building a massive profitable business using information they just scooped up from someone else's hard work. It really throws a spotlight on who owns what in the digital world, especially when AI can learn from pretty much anything it can read. What's at stake? For Reddit, it's about compensation and stopping the unauthorized use of its platform's content. But for the bigger picture, this could really help define the rules of engagement for AI companies. You know, what's fair game when you're building these incredibly powerful tools? It's a classic modern dilemma, isn't it? As AI gets more powerful, figuring out the who, what, and how of data use is becoming absolutely crucial. Its case is definitely one to watch. So while Reddit and Anthropic are battling it out over AI training data, other companies are pushing ahead with different, very tangible AI applications. And one area seeing huge strides is autonomous vehicles. Specifically, we're talking about those big rigs on our highways, and a company called Plus Automation that's making some serious moves that could quite literally change the way things move around us. Ever been on a long highway drive and seen those massive 18-wheelers? Now, picture this. What if some of those trucks didn't have a driver behind the wheel? Sounds a bit like science fiction, right? But, well, it's becoming less fiction and more of an approaching reality. So there's this company called Plus Automation. They're deep in the world of self-driving truck technology, and they're about to make a big move. They're going public. They're merging with what's known as a SPAC, which is basically a company already on the stock market that helps another company join it. This deal values Plus at a cool $1.2 billion. More importantly, it's set to give them about $300 million to help get their self-driving trucks commercially on the roads by 2027. Now, why does this matter? Well, for a few reasons. The whole self-driving industry seems to be, let's say, moving from just bold promises to more cautious actual progress. Truck operators, especially here in the US where trucks move the vast majority of freight, are really looking at automation. They're dealing with things like driver shortages and always trying to make deliveries faster and cheaper. And it seems the regulatory environment might be getting a bit more favorable. The Trump administration, for example, is looking at easing some safety rules for certain autonomous vehicles. Even states like California are proposing to allow testing for these big self-driving rigs. Interestingly, this isn't Plus's first shot at going public. They had a much larger deal lined up a few years ago, back when SPACs were, super popular, but that one didn't go through. So them trying again now, even as SPACs have cooled off, says something. They're already testing their tech on public roads in places like Texas and Sweden. What's the bigger picture here? We could be looking at a pretty fundamental shift in logistics and how goods get from A to B. It's more than just new tech. It's about potentially reshaping a massive industry. Definitely one to watch. Now, moving from those massive trucks on the highways to the warehouses they might be delivering to, and even the final steps of getting packages to your door, let's circle back to Amazon. We started with their humanoid robots, but they're also deploying AI in some other really smart ways within their existing operations, really delivering some changes. You know how AI is popping up everywhere, from writing essays to making art? Well, Amazon's taking it to a whole new level, like inside their warehouses and even on your delivery route. So Amazon is rolling out some pretty serious AI upgrades. Think super smart robots in their warehouses, not just the ones doing one repetitive task, but robots that can, understand instructions and switch between jobs, like unloading a truck and then grabbing parts for a repair. It's a big step up, especially for handling heavy stuff or during those crazy holiday rushes. And it's not just the warehouses. They're also using generative AI to create way more detailed maps for their delivery drivers. We're talking maps that show the exact shape of buildings, obstacles, basically making it easier to find your door, especially in those tricky apartment complexes. This could even, down the line, tie into those special eyeglasses they're reportedly developing for drivers, though that's still a ways off they say. Plus, AI is getting better at predicting what, where we want and where. So Amazon can stock items locally based on what people in, say, one city are likely to buy versus folks in another. It's all about getting things to you faster and more efficiently. So what does this all mean? Well, for us, it could mean even quicker deliveries and products that are more tailored to our local needs. For Amazon, it's about boosting efficiency, maybe cutting down on waste and carbon emissions, which is a good thing. It's a big investment in making their whole system, well, smarter and faster. It really shows how AI isn't just some abstract tech anymore. It's actively reshaping how physical things move around the world, right down to the package on your doorstep. Kind of makes you think, huh? And while Amazon is pushing the boundaries of AI in getting products to you, other e-commerce giants innovating in different but equally significant ways that could change your shopping experience. Let's shift our focus to India now, where e-commerce leader Flipkart is making a bold move, not in logistics, but in finance, really shaking things up in the online shopping world over there. You know, when you're buying something online and you see those options like pay later or easy monthly installments, well, imagine if the website itself, not just a bank they've partnered with, could offer you that loan directly. That's pretty much what's starting to happen in India. Flipkart, which is a huge e-commerce platform over there, kind of like India's version of Amazon, and it's actually owned by Walmart, has just secured a pretty significant green light. They've received a special license from India's central bank. This license basically lets them become a non-bank finance company, or NBFC. It's a bit of a technical term, but it means they can now lend money directly to people. So what's the big deal here? Well, up until now, most e-commerce sites would team up with existing banks or financial companies to offer loans. But with this new license, Flipkart can, cut out the middleman. They can offer loans straight to shoppers, buying everything from electronics to clothes, and even to the sellers who use their platform. This is a first for a major e-commerce company in India. This could be a game changer. For Flipkart, it means they can create a more profitable line of business. They're apparently planning to roll this out in just a few months. It's a big strategic move, especially as they're also looking at potentially going public down the line. So this could really reshape how online shopping and financing work together in one of the world's biggest markets. It's like your favorite online store also becoming your go-to for a quick loan on your purchases. Definitely something to keep an eye on.
That's it for today on Voyage Daily Tech. Follow, share, and stay tuned for daily updates coming your way tomorrow.